Carita Parks with Bowie TV, and we are back with your Ravens rundown on the first day of training camp here at the Under Armour Performance Center. One of the biggest storylines as the Ravens gear up for the regular season is Lamar Jackson. He did not practice. He was sent home with an illness, but Josh Johnson stepped up in his place and took first team reps today. Biggest connection for him was with Isaiah Likely for a long pass down the sideline. And Isaiah Likely, he makes those unbelievable catches, and today was no different. So you could tell that he is ready to go and ready to show what he is capable of as the season approaches. Also, Devin Leary, we saw some of him, especially with Lamar not being here. The biggest connection for him today was Dayton Wade for a 40-plus yard reception. So we did get to see some highlights. It was a fairly slow day. As you could tell, the team is ramping up and not going too hard on the first day. Practice was about 90 minutes. It'll increase to 2 hours over the next few days. Another storyline, cornerback Marlon Humphrey, he has been out just with some nagging ailments, as Coach Harbaugh puts it, but he returned to training camp today. He looked really good, doesn't look like anything's bothering him, so it'll be great to see Humphrey, and hopefully he will get through this training camp with no other injuries, because the fact of the matter is that secondary is on another level when he is involved. And speaking of secondary, Eddie Jackson, he was signed the other day by the Ravens. They added him to the secondary. We saw him on the field a little bit. No big plays as of yet, but it was just good to see him out there, being that he was just signed, and that became official this morning, so he got straight to work. After practice, we had an opportunity to talk to Rashod Bateman, who, of course, there's always big expectations around him, especially now that he's coming into this season fully healthy. He's got his contract extension, so all eyes will be on him, as it's expected for him to have a bigger role this year. He said that he is blessed and ready for year 4, and also he's ready to take on that role. He said that this is the first off season where he's felt comfortable because he had a chance to work out in the way that he wants to work out, being that he was not dealing with the foot injury, and he made it very clear that the foot is healed. And then John Harbaugh, he spoke to media as well. And it was very interesting because he was asked about the criticism that Lamar Jackson receives, and he went on a very passionate speech defending Lamar Jackson, saying that Lamar has dealt with criticism his entire career, and what more does he have to do to prove that he is a great quarterback. But something that was very interesting as well to me, and that stood out, is Coach Harbaugh said the vision for the Ravens is for Lamar Jackson to be one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play in the NFL, and he said he sees it before it even is written. So with that, this is Carita Parks. This has been your Ravens Rundown. Be sure to follow Bowie TV for all your Ravens content at Bowie TV Sports on all platforms.
how's it going to affect us? I don't know either. I'm really hopeful. I'm hopeful that we come out here, we act, react, and look like we know what we're doing. We hope we coach it the right way, and we hope it's an advantage for us first part of the season. So that's what we're going to strive for and do our best. I think the first preseason game, all the fans, we're all going to be watching closely to see what it looks like.
John, a lot of changes obviously in your offseason, a lot of players.
And this is Ronald McDonald house over here. They're enthusiastic. Remember the tough time here, and they're so fired up.
A lot of changes in the offseason from the roster to the coaching staff and so forth. Obviously, brought in some guys. How would you describe your level of confidence to be able to not only get back to where you were last year, but surpass that?
No, great question. Yeah, there is a significant amount of change, and probably certainly more coaches than you normally see. Probably than anybody had this year around here. Probably player turnover is probably the same as everybody else. And you can look into that and research it. So that is part of how it works in the National Football League. And we embrace it. I think we embrace opportunity on the coaching staff side for these guys to move up in these positions. Guys like Zach, this year, prove themselves even more than they have already. And then embracing these players too. For, a guy like Trent Simpson, an opportunity to make a name for himself. So I like our guys, and I'm very optimistic.
John, we haven't seen. Jesus Christ.
I know you guys have been out here already for things like mini camp and OTAs, but is it a different feeling for you first day of training camp?
It is. It's a different feeling. The schedule's in front of us. The countdown's begun, and we're getting ready for something that we're about to embark on. It's going to be very, very challenging, but we're up for it.
We haven't seen more.
In terms of the work you did out in the spring and the research you put into it, do you feel like you have a handle yet on what you're going to do, the way you're going to approach it, or is it still a great unknown even for my part?
Well, we do have a handle on the way we're going to approach it for sure, and then we'll learn about what adjustments we'll have to make. We also know that we're going to learn as we go, and there'll be tweaks, just like there always is. But I am confident that we have a good handle on the angles of the play, the speed of the play, things like that.
So we haven't seen Marlon Humphrey too much. Practice today, he's in a really good practice. He was pretty much hurt from the beginning of camp last year. How beneficial would it be to have him kind of full training camp, be healthy, and be available?
Oh, having Marlon Humphrey at full speed and at his best would be massively beneficial. And that's what we expect him to be. I mean, he's in great shape. You saw it today in practice. He looked great. Gives us some great versatility in the back end, moving guys around. So, I would never discount Marlon Humphrey if I was an opponent. I believe in Marlon. I think he's one of the best players, one of the very, very best corners in the National Football League.
Two more. John, when you watch Kyle Hamilton, game tape, practice field, everything you've done now for years, what most stands out to you watching Kyle Hamilton?
Man, how do you pick one thing with Kyle Hamilton? Because he's kind of the complete package. I think that's probably what stands out the most. The thing that he and I have been talking about from a vision standpoint, probably as much as anything, is him embracing his position as a respected leader on the team. He's in his third year. It doesn't seem like very long. He just got here, right? But he's an established star player in the league, and he's most highly respected by everybody. So he has already been brought into that leadership role, and I think he's going to blossom even more going forward.
John, whenever you're going to reach that ultimate goal, there's going to be some criticism, and a lot of criticism gets directed at the quarterback, Lamar. And you've always been very supportive of Lamar. How would you kind of address that criticism?
That's a great question. It's like, you ever heard the old saying, you guys played sports, they used to tell you don't read the press clippings, right? We don't really have press clippings anymore. We got the phones and the computers. Press clipping, at least if it was bad, you could throw it up and throw it in the trash can. Now I want it. So I do flip through them, to be honest with you. I read the stuff. I see the guys say what they say on the shows. At least I get clips of them because they come up on your phone. And the good ones I just scroll past because, that's candy, that's not real. But the bad ones, it's like, I read it right away, I don't let it go. And that's okay, that's part of the deal. And Lamar, for whatever reason, there's a lot of great things said about Lamar, but there's a lot of stuff that's said that you gotta just scratch your head about and kind of wonder, what's that person even thinking, So, but we take it personally. Lamar's a guy all his life, Lamar Jackson has been a guy who's been answering those same questions. I'm talking about since he was a kid, junior high school, college, the draft, the success he's had in the National Football League, and it still comes up. Okay? Now he's still growing. He's got a growth mindset. He's going to get better and better, no doubt. But what does he have to do to prove himself to some people, right? And so the thing for me is it's talking about vision again. You know, there's a vision. And I believe the Ravens and we've always had a vision for Lamar Jackson. It started with Lamar's vision and his mom's vision when he said he was going to be a quarterback. He was going to be a quarterback in high school. He was going to be a quarterback in college. He was going to be a quarterback in the National Football League. And we bought into that. We embraced it. We built an offense for it in 19. We're building another offense for it in 23 and 24 going forward, right? The next iteration of our offense around Lamar Jackson. Because in my opinion, the vision for Lamar Jackson, and it's a vision, it's something you see it like it's already happened. You can see it like it's already been done. The victory has already been won when you pour into a vision. And the vision that we have together is that Lamar Jackson is going to become and be known and be recognized as the greatest quarterback ever to play in the history of the National Football League. That's the vision, all right? It's going to happen by Lamar, his work ethic, and his brilliant talent, by all of us pouring into that effort together as a team, teamwork, and by the grace of God and God's goodwill. That's how it's going to happen. And I believe it like we've already seen.
Just you and Bate, you know, two really talented young guys. What do you think about the possibilities for you two and the duo you can be?
Honestly, right now, we just coming out every day and going to work, trying to get better every day. We just focus on day to day, and we focus on the first game. So we just coming out every day trying to work, get better, listen to our coaches, and execute everything to the best we can.
So you had a heck of a rookie season. You think about taking it to the next level. What are the things that you think about trying to take it to the next level?
I'm trying to take the whole game to the next level. Everything, just from blocking to catching. So I'm trying to get better at everything, and I'm trying to improve every year and prove all the doubters wrong.
What do you think they down to that? The doubters?
I don't know, but I'm gonna just go out and show them whatever they say I can't do.
Say, with that mindset on improvement, last season you hit the rookie record in receiving yards for the franchise. How do you set the bar higher for yourself?
Go get the regular record, go get the record try to get the record that's the highest, honestly. But I just want to win. I just want to, you know, we had a great season last year. We want to improve on that and get to the ultimate goal.
So do you think the defense is going to defend you any differently now after the strong season?
Honestly, they got to worry about two other people, Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. So I'm the third option, fourth option, whatever it is. I'm not the first. So them boys, they got to go cover that first.
Zay, you had a great year last year, got to put a lot of your skill set on display. Do you feel like there was something that you feel like you can do that maybe wasn't shown a lot of last year?
Probably deep passes, probably more deep passes. I feel like I can go get them. Like, if they're in the air, I'll go get them. So that's one of the things I want to improve over to answer your question too, but I say that's one of the things is hitting more deep balls. Because that's what I did in college, so I want to come out and try to hit more this year.
Say with this being the first training camp practice, kind of turning the page to 2024, you look back at how last season ended, how much are you thinking about that and using that as motivation, or is it kind of just turning?
It's over now. I get to see them first game, so we'll go play then, and then what's in the past, already in the past, it already happened. So can't do nothing about that now.
Does having the Chiefs week 1 add a different edge to training camp?
What you think? Yeah, I think so. A little bit, but we focus on ourselves though.
Is it cool as a house guy that you're trying to figure out why is that something
because when I was a kid before, I tried to take a picture with somebody, but I ain't gonna mention no names, but they told me no. And I ain't really like it as a kid. Because that was my first time meeting a professional player. So any chance I get with the kids, I try to do as much as I can.
Zay, can you share a bit more about the community work that you were doing in the off-season? You had your Zay Day, you did something here in Baltimore. I know Lamar and Isaiah came out to Zay Day, so tell us more about those.
So Zayday, I did that back in the neighborhood I grew up at, the park where I grew up at, the park where my mom passed. So it was important for me to go back and do that for my community and just stand in front of everybody and show them they could do the same thing I could do. And out here, we had a great day in Baltimore. We had it at Spalding High School, and it was a great day. Probably 1,000 kids came out. It was a fun day.
Having a rookie year and now settling into the NFL, how different is this offseason compared to last?
I got a longer break. That's probably the best thing. But I went to work. I went to work the same way I went to work last season. So, last off season. But I'm ready to go play football again and just get back into it.
So you talk about Derrick Henry having Derrick Henry in this offense. How does that open up for you?
You seen him before? You seen him in person? Yeah, you gotta stop. You gotta stop that first before you worry about somebody of my stature.
In terms of the deeper routes we run, do you get a certain satisfaction out of peeling the safety off to even get ball coverage?
I get satisfaction peeling anybody off, honestly. I feel like if any receiver getting space or they getting separation, they're gonna find satisfaction in that all day and want to run routes and win. So yeah, I feel like the more separation I get and stuff, the more the satisfaction it is.
You talk about making more deep plays. What do you feel like is it going to take for you to make more of those plays?
Probably just running more of them and just working on them with LJ and working on them as a group, honestly, because I don't think we had a lot last year, so we want to come out and improve.
So what do you think is different about Rashod Bateman now compared to when he joined you guys at camp last year?
I don't think anything is different. He had a few things that was going on, but he locked in. He's always been locked in, and we had a good team last year, so it's one football. It only can go around so many times, and I think we all understood that. So this year it's just me and him, and we're gonna try to go to work and do the best and do everything we can.
All right, thank you, Zay. How y'all doing?
Good.
I'm back.
Rashod, how does this training camp feel for you coming in fully healthy, contract extension? What does that do for you?
Sorry to cut you off, but I just want to give a huge, because I see him over there, I want to give a huge shout out to the Ronald McDonald House. If y'all ever got a chance to check them out and see what they do, please do. I do a lot with them during the fall. So yeah, check them out. I appreciate it. But for me, it feels good. Year 4. I'm blessed. I'm excited. We're gonna see what's in store.
Rashod, how do you feel, going into this camp versus this time last year, and how much did the foot kind of impact you, even not just beginning of the year, but onward?
The foot is healed. It's not a problem anymore, thank God. Obviously, this year is different than last year. I'm healthy 100%. And that's all I can say about it, man. I don't really want to keep talking about my injuries. It's past now. So we're on to bigger and better things now.
Rashod, with that focus on the future, you've been very candid, very honest in saying it's not the expectation that I want for myself the last couple of years. So when you think about what you want to achieve this season, when you envision that success, what does that look like?
Super Bowl. It's not about me. I need to do what's best for this team. Whatever that is, whatever my role is, I expect my role to be bigger. I'm ready to take on that role. So we'll see what happens.
Rashod, John Harbaugh has talked about you having a bigger role. He feels like this is going to be a huge breakout season for you. What do you feel like has to happen for you to have the type of year you feel like you're capable of having?
Continue to stay healthy. I just got to, go out and show consistency. So Lamar can trust me, so team can trust me, so Tom Monkey can trust me. I just got to go out and do my job.
We know Lamar's out with an illness. Just for day one, how big is it to have someone like Josh that's done this for 10 years now versus having just a couple of rookies running your first camp?
It's definitely good to have Josh. He's an old head around here, so he's a good leader for us. He teaches us a lot when it comes to the game of football, and he definitely leads us in the right direction, so it's good to have him out there.
So you've had a year under Coach Monken's offense now, some of the same guys back with you, Zay Flowers, Nelson Aguilar. Is there a lot of comfortability you have now going into this offseason or this training camp?
I would definitely say it's the most comfortable I've been, with the team and the players coming back. We all are pretty close. We stay in touch, tight-knit group. When we come out here and work, we help each other and we try to give each other the best advice. So
So it's definitely a blessing to come out and play guys. I play with guys that want to get better every day.
Rashod, can you talk about your off-season training? You know, being healthy allowed you to train this off-season. We saw the ridiculous jumping videos that you posted, all that stuff. How high of a platform has that built for you going into this season?
A lot, because this is the first off-season that I've been able to, really dive into, what I wanted to. I trained a lot, 3-4 times a day, every day. So hopefully, it pays out. But yeah, I did a lot of working out this summer for sure.
What kind of things were you working on? What would you like to see,
Running, route running, catching, just learn how to become a better football player.
Running out there and were you wearing a sweatshirt while you were out there like 110 degree weather?
Yes. It's humid out here. I got to be prepared for this. I train in Arizona, but it's different. I don't know what's going on today.
Rashod, Mark Andrews missed some time last year, but now we'll say what do you think that goes back this year?
Say it again.
Mark Andrews missed some time last year, but that allowed Isaiah Likely to kind of break out. What do you think that could look like this year?
I mean, I'm excited to see what it looked like. I don't really know either. I mean, you got this guy, you got this guy, you got that guy. And at the end of the day, you got Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. So, I mean, I'm kind of like everybody else. I'm just excited to watch it.
You talk about being more comfortable and being better physically. What does that do for you mentally coming into the season, knowing that you're 100%, you've gone through your full off season? How are you mentally?
I feel good.
All right, thank you, Rashod.
Thank you.